How do we fight this on a national scale?
Well, it was important that workers stood up in Wisconsin, but now it's important that others stand up with them. We need students, we need people who care about democracy and the distortion of money in our politics. We need people who are people of faith, all to join in this battle. This is a battle for whether we have a strong middle class, whether we have an operating democracy, and it's time for other groups to pick up this banner.
Jane, do the Democrats on a national scale get it? Do they understand that this is a fight for the middle class, not just a local fight in Wisconsin over public unions or spending cuts?
I think it's more important whether the people get it or not. And clearly they are getting it. And it's really important right now that the people in Wisconsin, the unions, press the advantage that they have. As you noted, Cenk, the opposition to Walker is growing. His poll numbers are dropping. The support for the demonstrators and for public workers is really strong in Wisconsin and across the country, according to the most recent polling. So we really need to take advantage of this because this isn't just a Wisconsin phenomenon. As Bob said, there are institutional players, ALEC, the American Legislative Economic Election Council, are a group that draft model legislation and are pushing it in states all across the country, constantly funded by corporate money. Indiana, Ohio, they're just, this is the tip of the iceberg in Wisconsin. And all these governors, Chris Christie, Mitch Daniels, they're looking towards Wisconsin. And if you don't make Walker pay a price, we will have the same thing over and over again.
So, Jane, let me stay with you. All right, how do we organize people and fight back on that? How do you win? How do you bring in people outside of Wisconsin to fight this money machine that they've got coming into Wisconsin from the other side?
Well, one thing that's happened is that the Democrats who have refused to take part in this, they've had fundraising efforts for them online, and I believe over $300,000 has been raised, which is a lot if you're a state legislature, so that's a good thing. But there are recall, you can have the ability to recall someone. Now, Walker isn't eligible until 2012. I believe he has to have been in office for a year. But you can start promoting that right now. Already, we've seen, I think Mitch Daniels in Indiana, as you've said, has said, maybe we don't want to push this bill through. And I believe even Rick Scott in Florida had said he would not oppose public sector employees' ability to collective bargain in the same way that they're doing in Wisconsin. So it's already making people nervous, and that is what has to stay. That has to keep up.
I want to let everybody know how important that point is, right? Because look, Mitch Daniels, who took away bargaining for public unions early on, and he has Republican legislators who are pushing for it, saying, "Hey, let's go after the private unions now." All of a sudden, Mitch Daniels is backing away from it because he got a little scared. Even Rick Scott in Florida got a little scared. That's why we got to press the advantage.